Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Thomas Kennedy. I'm coming into Scranton today to interview Jason and Joe, the creators and stars of the hit film Desert Sands and its upcoming sequel. As you all know, this film was a massive hit, and hundreds of people are now anxiously awaiting the sequel's release.
Hey, how you doing, Mr. Kennedy? Come on in.
There they are.
Right, thank you for
How's it
seeing
going?
us
You
today.
must be Joe.
No, not quite.
This is
That's
Joe.
Joe.
It's a pleasure
How are
to
you,
meet
Mr. Kennedy?
I'm good. I'm good.
Jason.
Thank you.
Nice
Thanks
to
for
meet
meeting
you.
you,
No
gentlemen.
problem. All the way from New York.
Oh yeah.
Whew.
Welcome to the big time, boys.
Welcome to my house.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
this
you.
is
Very nice.
the legendary historical site.
Oh, I recognize it. Where are we going for this?
We're right in the living
Right
room
here.
Thank you.
All you.
Jason, Joe, thank you for sitting down with me, gentlemen.
No
I have
problem.
a few questions about the upcoming film. You guys ready?
Ready when you are.
All right. So I think the biggest question on everyone's mind is, where did the idea for the original Desert Sands come from? What inspired you to make the movie?
Joe, you take this one.
Well, we had a project in the works. This was like 3 summers ago, I think.
Yeah, I
It
think
was the
this
summer
3
of-
summers ago.
Summer of 2016. So it was 2 summers ago. And we had a project going on where Alex Obshinsky and Jason Arden were doing this like boxing match or something like that. And Jason won, and then Alex had to like train and like beat him. And
He
it was all
pulling trains and stuff. He
Yes.
was like,
You guys
he was
doing
a
Rocky.
trick shot.
Yes.
Yeah, pretty
And,
much. Yeah.
It was all filmed on Snapchat. The footage is gone forever. It's lost.
Oh,
We have no hope of recovering it.
Oh.
And it's that's what really sparked us and got us rolling. And was like, we could do something better. We could do something more. And so we started to sit down and talk about what we wanted in this movie, in this production. And it really started to come together. And over the summer of 2017 or 2018 was it?
2017.
2017. Yeah. Oh my God, that's crazy.
Yeah. No.
And we just moved it together. It became like our brainchild, and it was a really good way to put our skills together, and we made a good movie out of it.
Yeah, and Desert Sands, actually, the origin behind that is that it was like kind of like our group, like you, me, and Jeffrey. We kind of called ourselves like Desert Sands, like militia.
Yes.
And we were thinking, we're like, if we're gonna make a movie, we want it to be like a military kind of movie with like action
Right.
and all that kind of stuff. So that's kind of where we got the Desert Sands part of it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, one more question to get a little bit more specific. This is one of the most asked questions we got. Where specifically did the idea for the character of the man, the myth, the legend, Andrew Green come from? That's what everyone wants to know.
I think it was just kind of like the epitome of what you don't want to be. It's just kind of like...
It's what would happen if Jason dropped out of high school, like right now. That's what would
So, like,
happen.
you just don't want to be a slut. It was just kind of like a joke character who, like, it's the typical story of, like, rags to riches. You know what I mean? Like, Andrew Green is just like, who is this guy? And then he ends up, you know, being one of the top agents in a military organization.
The only agent.
Well,
What can you do?
the
Budgets
original
are tight.
premise, yeah.
So the next question I got is Desert Sands based off real events?
World War II. No. Nothing.
No, Desert Sands is not based on real events. It literally, the entire world didn't even exist in that movie. It was just what we needed to exist.
Pretty
So
much. Anything we needed, we just fictionalized.
yeah. So no.
Are you guys surprised at the success the film has seen? Or was it kind of expected?
I mean, in our school, it has not seen as much of a growth as it has in Thomas's school. He goes to Scranton Prep, and yeah, it's mind-boggling. Like today, we're talking about it before the interview, and the amount of people who actually enjoy and like watching Desert Sands, not just as a joke, is just amazing.
It's funny you say that. We were talking about it before we picked you up, and it was like there were like 35, maybe 40 questions we were going to be asked, and you know, you got here and you were like, oh yeah, there's 200. We're like, what? There's 200 questions, and obviously condensed, but God, it's so good to know that people actually like our content and like what we're putting out there.
It's a great feeling. Like that what we're doing is actually part of people's lives, like a normal movie is.
It really is. It really is. It really has taken off. The next question I got for you here is, now obviously we saw a teaser trailer. Has filming started, or did you just shoot a teaser?
We basically just shot a teaser. So, quick background behind the teaser trailer. We were taking a trip out to Wisconsin to watch the Green Bay Packers game, and one of our friends, Darren Pitts, was very into the movie. So he was like, yeah, we should make a sequel, and I was like, I'm already on it. And then he was like, alright, he just gave me this whole plot, and I was like, I mean, the guideline was pretty good, but like, all of his specifics were kind of messed up. So we were out there. We were actually in Michigan. We were in Highland Park, Michigan.
Well, so that scene was not filmed in Pennsylvania?
No, it was
wow.
filmed. It was like just outside Detroit, Michigan.
I was not there for the filming of that scene. He had nothing to do with that.
Already up in the location.
He sent it to me. He sent it to me, or no, actually, he didn't send it to me. I saw it on our channel. And
wait,
what?
You didn't see it until it went up on the channel?
You might have sent it to me. Did you?
I think I sent it to you.
Yeah, he might have.
Like a text message. Like the day before.
What was your reaction to that?
I was like, what? What is this? And it was very shocking, but I'm glad that we sort of laid that out for ourselves, sort of as like a kick to the butt, like, let's get going on this. Let's keep it.
It's actually on the 2-year anniversary of the teaser trailer for the original Desert Sands.
Yeah.
I didn't even realize.
2 years
Wow,
later.
really?
January 1st, New Year's.
Yep.
Exactly 2 years later. So that's kind of why I wanted that deadline. So.
And we're putting ourselves to the end of summer on this production.
Yeah, September 21st. That's when it's coming out.
Last day of summer.
There you go. There's a release date for you, folks.
If that was a question, well.
It was. Yeah, we'll cross that one off the list.
Not anymore.
Here is maybe the biggest question for audience clarification of the first film. Is the girl in the first scene Andrew's mom, or is she his girlfriend?
For the diehard fans, they know that it's the mom, because I mentioned it like 3 times afterwards.
You mentioned it very nonchalantly, and it's not easy to pick up.
Well, the biggest thing that hit people was they thought he was talking about someone else.
Oh, yeah. No,
they thought there was another character that you didn't see.
No, the woman was my mom. And in real life, she is also my mom. So.
Yeah.
And there you go.
Which, that was the best scene, right?
Yeah.
Case closed, folks.
Yeah. Not my girlfriend.
Another question asked by a few female fans of the movie is, will there be any other girls in this movie?
There will not be any, like, scene actresses, but there will be the voice of 2 females in the next movie.
There you go.
At this point, I mean, we could obviously change things. We're still in the writing process.
I'm just trying to figure out, we don't really have any like, characters for them to fill. Like, we don't have any, there's no way that we just throw something in. Well, maybe. I don't know.
At this point, no.
Yeah, as of now.
But there might be.
Another big question, speaking of characters for people to fill. Obviously, the original movie, 4 actors, 4 parts, movie. In the teaser trailer alone, you had 4 actors. Are you upping the characters in this movie? Is there going to be a lot more people, or is it going to sort of be the same?
I think the teaser is a good glimpse of how much we're scaling up.
So you're really taking it to the next level.
We're going to have extras, we're going to have a lot of minor characters. It's gonna be more of a actual thing.
The main basis, like the core characters, is probably going to be about 3 or 4, but the difference is distinguishing between an extra and a character. We have a lot more extras, but like the same amount of like base characters that have like backgrounds you know about, but there's a lot more just random people.
And the reason for that is, after seeing the movie, people actually wanted to be in it. They wanted to come and talk to us and be in the second one. And even if I'm just an extra, like, and we're like, okay. So we have a demand of people.
Yeah, even Mr. Kennedy over here.
Yeah.
What can I say? What can I say?
So hint, hint, he's gonna be in it.
Another thing that diehard fans kind of noticed is that in that teaser, the title changed. Was there a because it was the original was the Chesick Problem, I believe, and then it was Retribution. It was Chesick Problem one day, and then Retribution another day.
So there's 3 different names for it. It started out as the Czech Encounter, and then it was the Czech Crisis.
I thought that was me. I was like, oh man, if you're gonna say Czech in the title, do Czech Crisis. And he was like, and then he changed it to what is it, Retribution?
Retribution. So it's kind of like the story of Joe getting retribution for the death of Andrew Green.
John. My name is John in the movie, by the way. Okay.
That
not everyone knew that.
huge question. That's one of the biggest questions we got asked.
Yeah.
We didn't. People thought your actual name was the Captain.
I am the captain. No, my name Captain Jonathan Apexi, which was never said ever.
It was said one time. Well,
It was-
only John, because I
my
got
last name wasn't.
I got
said, but-
shot, and I was like, John, and everyone was like,
Who's John?
Who's that?
And I was like,
Huge
so,
question from the original. The
Yeah,
Captain's name.
my
Yeah.
name is John. Yeah.
So obviously we have the teaser trailer, but a question that we got a lot is the film written, and if so, how much of it?
100% written.
It's completely done.
It's done.
It
Wow.
was written, and something different about this movie that we did not have in the first one. There's a script. Oh my God.
Well, right now, all the script is Desert Sands Retribution.
I thought you started writing.
But I am in the process of writing it. And by that I mean I opened the Google Doc.
Okay, well then what I should have said was there is a going
There
to
will
be
be.
a
There
script.
will be a script.
There will be a
So-
script.
Which is new for us. It never happened.
Yeah, I haven't started that task because I know how daunting it is to like think
Really?
of what
You
people are
gotta
going to say and
get
all
in
that.
the
like,
zone.
but there will be a script. Yeah.
There will be a script. Fantastic. We're going to switch topics to another film now. I think you both know what's coming here. As we all know, you released a teaser for the film Sage. Obviously, it's a year and a half later. There is no Sage. Are we going to see that movie ever, or is it done for good?
At this point, it's done, but maybe
I
next
think
year.
it's-
Next year there could be a chance.
I think it's safe to say you'll never hear about Sage ever again.
Okay, never mind.
But, like Jason said, if we're looking for something to fill a gap between movies, maybe between this and if there's a third Desert Sands, but as of now, we have no time or resources or no reason to film it, and circumstances changed. We had a good cast for it, and now we don't. So, I think no.
If you guys can elaborate, and you don't have to, obviously, can you elaborate at all into what happened with the downfall? Because there was a lot of people looking forward to it. From the trailer we saw, there was a lot of people, including myself, who thought the trailer was actually possibly more professionally done than the original Desert Sands one.
It was.
And I can explain. The camera died, but we're back now. We're going to do more of a wide shot just to conserve battery. I'm not the camera. I don't know cameras.
We'll figure it out. It should look fine for you guys.
You'll still hear everything. That's what matters in an interview, right? Moving on down the list. As a documenter, I get info from inside sources, and I do have info about one thing. This is from an insider source. There was a story going around this summer that we were going to have an origin film called Green. Are we going to see anything like that? And if not, what happened to the project?
So, quick explanation. Joe and I did have a falling out a few months ago.
Quick explanation. I had no idea about this. What?
That's why I need to explain this.
Okay.
So we had a falling out.
This is the first time he's finding out about Green?
Yeah.
Wait, this is the first time he's finding out about Green?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So we have news here. So listen. So we had our falling out, and people still wanted Desert Sands. So I was like, okay, how can I do this without having Joe or Jeff in the movie? Because at that point, we couldn't be in the same movie.
Yeah.
So I wrote an entire prequel to Desert Sands about how Andrew Green got to where he was. And he was like committed to Harvard or whatever. He was like on the right course and then like got messed up by drugs or something. And then
So very accurate to what really happened.
just to let you know how dumb this was, I was offered a role in it. Like, it was...
That doesn't make it dumb. That
It
makes
was...
professional.
No, just like how done it was.
Oh, dumb.
How close to done it was. Like, I was off... My dad was offered a role. There was roles offered. So, just after, everyone got back together, the project was just no name for the project.
we figured, because I wanted a Desert Sands movie, and since we're all back together, I was like, why make a prequel when we can make a sequel?
Desert Sands
Because prequels are never as good as the actual movie, but sequels are better.
Sometimes. Very rarely. But this one will be.
Oh yeah, by far.
So, question about this one. Both movies, actually. How much of the original movie was improv? How much of this movie will be improv?
I'm going to go ahead and say, first movie was, I think, all improv. There was...
The scene with me and my mom, was
That
scripted.
that was not really scripted. More or less, it was just talked about. Like
Okay.
beforehand, you were like, all right, you say this, you say this, you say this. But like throughout the movie, we just sort of did that. Like
That's
we
true.
were like, okay, so you're gonna walk here and say that, and then I'll say this, and then you'll say that. Like it's like it was never written down. Jason, about this movie.
Yeah, this movie will probably be like 75% written. Like there will be improv moments, but it'll be a lot more professionally done. We'll have
You need improv to keep it spontaneous.
Yeah.
right, exactly. We just like maybe like a shot where we keep in something like we do something funny that wasn't supposed to be in it, but we keep in because it works.
Mm-hmm.
Something like that.
My next question, we're getting into sequel territory now, and then we get right back to the original. But first, it's what inspired you to make the sequel? Was this planned from the start? Was this a planned sequel? Or did you only decide to do it after the success the first film saw?
Well, you basically answered the first question with the second question. The amount of people that wanted a sequel really inspired us to make this.
It was overwhelming.
Like,
we didn't think that many people would want to see how it turned out. And I mean, we did sort of leave it tied together. There was no real cliffhanger, I guess. No pun intended. But I guess it laid the groundwork for what has potential to be a really good follow-up on the story.
So there was nothing planned. Like it was just like standalone. We're gonna do it. We're gonna
That's
have
what we
fun.
thought, yeah.
And we're done.
We're just doing it for fun, and it
So you hit some success.
people loved it, so we're making a second one.
Yeah.
This is a question for both of you. You answer you. The following question, same thing.
Okay.
In the original, what was your favorite scene to shoot? Joe, you
I know what mine.
Jason, you can probably start. Yeah,
I'm thinking.
Me falling down the hill in the end. Like I knew how that was gonna look, and I was like, people are gonna love it, and it was just fun to just ragdoll down the hill.
It was a great shot too.
Thank you.
My favorite. Now I'm pretty sure the two that I consider my favorite. Well, it's one scene, but it's two different parts. When I found out that the shooter across the street didn't actually shoot Jason and that it was Damien, I had that realization, and then I kicked my door down, sprinted downstairs, went to go get my gun. My gun wasn't there.
Stuff.
It was great. And then running through the woods. That was filmed 2 different days.
Yeah.
You could never tell.
Yeah.
You could never tell.
And,
it literally looks like it's the same time of day.
Yeah. We tried to get that as accurate as possible. And me running through the woods to try and beat the clock, try to get to Jason before he got shot. It was really a blast to film. And we were actually during the sun was setting, so we had to film it before it got too dark. So it was a real race against time, and it was a really fun.
That sounds like a blast.
It was a fun scene to shoot.
Now we go to the opposite end.
Okay.
Least favorite scene to shoot.
The Office.
The Office.
The Office. Scene
Office scenes sucked.
Oh well.
I was gonna say the walk in the park.
Yeah.
Walk in the park.
Unanimous.
One long, 9-minute uncut.
It was crazy.
Completely unadulterated tape. Jason's poor mother was walking backwards the whole time, almost tripped and killed herself. It was just.
Did it take you more than once to film that scene?
No.
We did it once and we were done.
We literally.
I was gonna say, thank God.
Even if we messed up and wanted to do it again, we wouldn't.
No.
I don't think I could. That must have taken. Wow, that took.
It was not easy, not fun, but it was just so much plot, just not plot, background. It's shoved into a scene that you need stuff you need to know about the rest of the movie. Just,
Speaking of plot, obviously you don't want to give too much away here.
A cat just ran.
I really wanted it to knock the tripod over.
Obviously, you can't give too much away here about this. Can you give us any indication about the plot of the second movie?
Well, the
tidbit,
name of the... Oh, sorry.
You're good.
The name of the movie is kind of one of the biggest hints of the main plot behind the second movie. Retribution. As I said before, how Jonathan, Joe's character, wants to get retribution for Andrew Green's death. That's pretty much it. I mean, retribution is just kind of the theme. It's not just Jonathan's character.
There's multiple cases of retribution and revenge and vengeance and all that.
That's the theme of the film. Wow.
So we can't really dig into it that much, but that's really what it comes down to. Just Revenge.
So, the, I don't know if you can reveal this now, but I thought you'd be able to, but now I'm not so sure, but I will ask the question anyway, because, you know, I ask the tough questions.
Alright.
At the end of the previous film, at the very end, after those scenes where you got up and Damien got up, you are still lying in a ditch.
Mm-hmm.
Can you tell us what happened after that? Is Andrew Green alive, or is what we saw there true? Because the reason I ask is, I think everyone would assume he was dead, except in the teaser, the possible Russian guy says, "I thought I killed him in the Black Hills." Can you elaborate anything there?
If we go back to the original Desert Sands teaser, you'll see me walk through the hills, go to the spot where the death occurred, and be like, what did I do? I saluted it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I saluted the ground, and that's really all you see. So everything assuming that he got buried and he's in the ground.
Jason?
Next question.
Fair enough. Another big one I don't know if you can talk about. But we did see him get up. Will Damien be back for this film?
Yeah.
He's coming back. All right.
Damien will be back.
You know, he'll be back, but, well, you'll be waiting for it.
It's a twist.
It's a twist.
Yeah.
Whoa. Whoa. Right off the bat, guys.
You'll be waiting for it.
Another big question that was asked is about the mysterious villain organization, the Black Hills. Is the Black Hills Corporation going to return for this film as the main villains yet again, or will they take a more backseat kind of role?
No, Black Hills will not be a real, in the second movie, but...
Well, Damien, because he's no longer valid, the corporation fell apart, because Damien was their leader.
But funny story about the Black Hills. We named the Black Hills after the Black Hills.
Yeah, they're, what is it, silt, and it's sandstone and silt deposits, or not sandstone, limestone. That's actually at a recycling center, and that was our filming location for most of the movie.
But the Black Hills Corporation is actually a real corporation.
Yeah, we looked it up.
South Dakota.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
And it's just like an energy corporation. So the original Desert Sands 2 movie was going to be about like how Damien went off to make the energy corporation that is the actual Black Hills.
Mm-hmm.
But that got scrapped because it was just too...
There was nothing to build on.
He's making an energy corporation.
Yeah, like... But that Black Hills actually exists, and we did not steal the name.
So, another question that we got a lot, was Damien the leader of the Black Hills from the beginning, or did he turn because you wouldn't give him the money, thought he was being treated unfairly, Jason just got there,
that is
better?
That's a question I often ask myself.
Yeah, he turned.
Is that what happened?
In the second movie, it will be made clear that he turned.
Okay.
Let me make clear.
See, I'm learning things too.
Oh,
yeah, because I basically wrote most of the second movie, and I haven't really showed Joe much of it yet. So like,
not yet.
Second movie, I got it.
So the other question we have is about a different organization on the opposite end of the spectrum from the Black Hills Corporation. Is the Desert Sands organization, the militia, still around? Because you lost Damien. It seems clear that you would think, whether he is or not, we don't know, Andrew's dead. It would leave it pretty much to you, and we didn't really see you in much of a combat role in the original. So, is it still around? Has it disbanded?
Let's just say you'll see this in the second movie. I could be a combatant if I have to be. I just preferred not to in the first. I had people to do that for me. But I.
The answer to your actual question will be answered within the first 5 minutes of the second movie.
You'll find out.
You'll know.
Yeah.
You'll know.
Can you answer this one? How much time, if any, has passed in between the two films?
2 years.
Yeah.
2 years.
The exact amount of time has passed between the actual.
So in real life.
Yes. We wanted to get that as accurate as possible, just to show our aging.
So, in the original, it's obviously more of a mystery, and the fact, like, who's the leader of the Black Hills, a thriller, and just like something like the tense moments, like you being shot, rushing to the hills to try to save him, and a bit of a drama too, as we see Andrew kind of try to get his life back on track. Is this film going to be more action oriented, or is it going to have a similar tone?
There's gonna be good action. You're gonna be on the edge of your seat for a few scenes.
There's going to be more action scenes, and the overall, I guess the overall genre would still be a drama. It would be an action or a drama.
You're gonna have to think. Like when the movie's over, you're gonna have to like either watch it again, or sit there and let it marinate and think. Like
it'll be very Infinity War-esque.
What just happened?
Like whoa.
We might need to do a second interview so we can answer your question.
Well, we should do a follow-up interview.
Yeah.
I think we're definitely gonna have to.
Before and after, yeah.
So we're back with 2 cameras again. Hopefully this works.
Fingers crossed, everybody.
Next question.
Moving on. Obviously, the first movie, sets are a little limited. It doesn't really even seem to leave the Scranton area. And then in the opening to this movie, the teaser we got, it opens in Czechoslovakia. Is the movie going to be set there exclusively, or will it be all over the place?
It'll be about, I'd say about 2/3 of the movie will be in Czechoslovakia.
It'll be in about 27.
Czechoslovakia.
Yeah, it'll be 27 different countries, filmed all in a day. No, no, it's gonna be in Czechoslovakia and in Pennsylvania for the most part.
Yeah. Most of the movie will be set in Czechoslovakia, and there will be a few scenes that come back to familiar places.
There you go. So this is the question on everyone's mind. Who was that guy killed in the opening?
Well, to be completely honest, a random guy is the answer. We could say it's Andrew Green's friend, which it is, but as plot would say, he's just a random guy.
Is there...
But he knows.
He could have been in Desert Sands and we just didn't see him. He could have been a friend of Andrew Green, but...
So he does have a connection to Andrew. Will the connection be explained at all in the sequel, or...?
Yeah, it'll be explained.
Be explained a little? So, huge question here. The man in the opening who says he killed Andrew Green is Russian. Obviously, Damien isn't Russian. What's happening there? Or if he's not really Czechoslovakian, but I mean, he's obviously Eastern European to some extent.
What's happening is Darren Pitts. That's what's happening. So, we wrote it in that, well, alright, it's hard to explain.
Next.
There you
Next
go.
question. We can't talk about that one.
We're moving on, folks. Since we know it's your mom now, are we going to see a reunion in this film?
No.
Because we obviously saw the letters that you would write her in the original. There's obviously like a connection there that people seem to like. It's one of the best done scenes in the movie.
She will not be seen in the movie, but she will be heard and
Heard?
spoke of.
So okay, so
Like she will be in it, but not visually.
Yeah.
the two of you, will you have a similar relationship to the one that you did in the original, or will you not see each other?
Well, maybe I'll visit his grave.
Oh, maybe. all right. We don't know if you're alive yet.
Yeah.
So
that's another skip.
Another one. Not that one either. No. Are you guys gonna make another movie after this, or does the Andrew Green saga end here?
I mean, that really depends on how things play
Depends
out.
on how well this response is, and I was talking about it like a trilogy. Like, I feel like that would just be so much better to have 3 movies than just 2. But we need to know where the plot leads us and where people want to know about what they want to see. So it all depends, yeah, like on this movie, and if it leads into a good one, if there's enough material there to make a 3rd movie.
Not to spoil the ending of the next movie, but what the movie ends with would be difficult to write another plot off of.
Yeah.
But if this movie works out as well as it might, then there's definitely a way that we can figure out how to make a 3rd movie. Even if it wasn't Desert Sands movie, there probably will be another movie that doesn't involve Desert Sands, like a Sage-esque movie.
Fantastic. The most asked question of any response. Here it is. If you had a whole basement to yourself, why did you sleep right next to Damien? is
'Cause that's
by
what I told-
far
yeah,
the most
yeah,
asked question.
Because that's what I told him the bed was. It was that section of the floor.
You have
People
to
went
listen to what the
nuts
captain
over
says.
You can't just sleep anywhere. What is this?
People went absolutely nuts over that scene. That's all people talked about for a
And the
while.
funny part is, when Jeffrey, the actor for Damien, when he laid down, he was laying the wrong way. So you
I
were
had to move him over. I was like, hey, this
you're like,
it's
bro,
over here.
bro. He was laying like this, and you were like, bro, slide over.
I mean, like, for cinematic purposes, I don't know. But, like, we were just trying to make it look awkward as we could.
as
Two guys-
uncomfortable
Two
as
guys
it was,
sleeping together.
we got one more question that's kind of similar.
Alright.
Is $10,000 over 15 years really that good of a deal?
To
Absolutely
Andrew
not.
Green, it is. To Andrew Green,
Absolutely not.
Another very frequently asked question.
He has no concept of money. He's been living with his mom for his whole life.
He also
doesn't-
has no concept of the world economy. Like he was
Yeah,
like,
no, $10,000. That's great to him.
well,
He's like-
because he was like very desperate at the time. He needed something. He needed, and also if he went home after that interview and was like, I didn't get the job, mom.
His mom would have been.
Yeah, his mom would have like
Boom.
kicked him out. So it was that or become homeless. so.
So we have a follow. We have one more after this, and then we have a follow up to that question.
Okay.
Why didn't your character, the captain? Why didn't he give Damien anything when he came to Desert Sands? Did Damien just join to like infiltrate like the Black Hills Corporation, or?
Well,
did he-
Damien was a member way prior
Yeah, way prior.
to him. So that I could have given him stuff. It was just not seen.
Is that
So yeah, Damien was living in the basement for a while there. Like he was a native to the city, so he knew about the organization when it was made, and
I was from Charlottesville, North Carolina, which
Right.
doesn't exist.
not a real
Yeah,
place.
isn't it? I was gonna say I think it's in the other Carolina, isn't it?
Yeah, it's Charlotte.
Charlotte, right? Charlotte.
Yeah. So when Jason
Charles.
came,
I don't know what I'm talking about.
when Jason came to Scranton for this, Damien was already there. So maybe I did. Maybe I was like, hey, you have potential too, but not as much as this guy.
23-year-old, no high school diploma.
Woo!
Yeah.
Okay, so that was it for the questions, but we have the final thing that I'd like you guys to do, that everyone wanted you to do, is just to look into the camera and to tell the fans the one thing, the biggest thing that you want them to know about this sequel. What do you want the fans to know?
It's gonna be good.
Fair enough.
It'll make the last one look like it was made by kindergartners. Let's just say that. It's gonna be good. You'll love it.
Other than that, the hype that has been around this second movie,
We've been
it should be
physically assaulted to make this movie.
it should be worth it. Is what I'm saying for you
It's
guys.
a
Like,
lot of
it'll
people
be worth
want
it for you
this to
guys.
happen.
Well, you heard it here first, folks. September 21st, 2019 is our release date. Gentlemen, thank you very much.
Yeah, thanks for
Thank you.
coming.
Thank you for
Thanks for
having
all
us.
around.
Thank you.